Welcome back to Jays Update, your go-to source for everything surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays. And today, the tension around this team has officially reached a boiling point. After yet another crushing loss, frustration is spilling over from fans, players, and even within the clubhouse itself. A blown game, a controversial decision from manager John Schneider, and growing questions about one struggling reliever have turned this into one of the most talked-about moments of the Blue Jays season. This is not just another loss. This is a situation that could define where this team goes next. The latest defeat came in dramatic and painful fashion, with Jeff Hoffman at the center of it all. Entering the game in a high-leverage situation, Hoffman quickly found himself in trouble. A sequence of a single, another single, and a walk loaded the bases, setting the stage for disaster. And disaster came swiftly. In just a handful of pitches, Hoffman surrendered a crushing grand slam that flipped the game and handed the Blue Jays yet another loss. It was the kind of moment that leaves a fan base stunned, and in this case, furious. This loss marked the team's fourth straight defeat and extended a brutal stretch that has seen the Blue Jays drop multiple consecutive series. For a team that entered the season with high expectations, the current reality is stark. The record continues to slide, the margin for error is shrinking, and the sense of urgency is growing louder with every passing game. Naturally, much of the attention has turned toward Hoffman, whose struggles have been ongoing rather than isolated. Despite flashes of elite velocity and strikeout potential, the results have simply not followed. His ERA has ballooned to alarming levels, and his outings have become increasingly unpredictable. One moment he looks dominant, the next he is giving up game-deciding home runs. That inconsistency is the exact opposite of what a team needs from a late-inning reliever. Yet what has truly ignited debate is not just Hoffman's performance, but how he continues to be used. Manager John Schneider addressed the situation following the game, and his comments immediately became a focal point. Schneider made it clear that he still has confidence in Hoffman, even stating that he would trust him in a closing situation moving forward. It was a statement that, while intended to show support, has divided opinion across the fanbase. On one hand, Schneider's approach reflects the responsibility of a manager to back his players publicly. Maintaining confidence in the clubhouse is crucial, especially during difficult stretches. On the other hand, fans and analysts alike are questioning whether continued high-leverage opportunities for Hoffman are justified based on his recent track record. For many, the frustration lies not just in the results, but in the perception that adjustments are not being made quickly enough. Hoffman himself also addressed his struggles, offering insight into what he believes is going wrong. He pointed to being too cautious early in counts, falling behind hitters, and then being forced to throw more hittable pitches. It's a self-assessment that makes sense on a technical level, but at this stage, explanations are no longer enough. The expectation is execution, and that has been missing. What makes this situation even more complicated is the broader context of Hoffman's tenure with the Blue Jays. Since joining the team, he has struggled to consistently deliver positive results. Advanced metrics may highlight his raw ability, his velocity, spin rates, and strikeout percentages, but the outcomes on the field tell a different story. In baseball, results ultimately define value, and right now, those results are working against him. Adding to the frustration is the fact that the Blue Jays have other bullpen options who have been performing more reliably. Tyler Rogers, for example, has delivered strong outings and shown the ability to handle pressure situations. There are also calls from fans to consider alternative closing options, at least temporarily, while Hoffman works through his struggles in lower leverage roles. It's a common strategy across the league: take pressure off a struggling reliever, allow them to reset, and then gradually rebuild confidence. Veteran pitcher Max Scherzer weighed in on the situation as well, offering support for Hoffman and emphasizing that every pitcher goes through difficult stretches. Scherzer's perspective carries weight, given his experience and success at the highest level. However, even with that backing, the reality remains that the team needs results now, not just reassurance. While Hoffman's performance has dominated headlines, it would be unfair to ignore the other issues plaguing this team. The offense, for one, continues to struggle to provide consistent support. There have been flashes of production, but overall, the lineup has failed to deliver in key moments. That lack of run support places even more pressure on the pitching staff, creating a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break. There are also internal tensions beginning to surface. Pitcher Eric Lauer recently voiced frustration about his role, specifically expressing discomfort with being used in conjunction with an opener. His comments, made publicly, drew a response from Schneider, who emphasized the importance of communication within the team. While disagreements over roles are not uncommon in baseball, Airing them publicly can create distractions that teams in difficult stretches can ill afford. Despite all of this, there are still reasons for cautious optimism. Players like George Springer have shown signs of strong performance, providing a spark in the lineup. Contributions from players like Alejandro Kirk and Ernie Clement have also helped keep the team competitive in certain stretches. The talent is there, it's the consistency that is missing. For Jeff Hoffman, this moment represents both a challenge and an opportunity. The talent is undeniable, but the results must follow. For John Schneider, it's a test of leadership, balancing trust in his players with the need to make difficult decisions. And for the Blue Jays as a whole, it's a defining stretch that will reveal what this team is truly capable of. That's all for today's Jays update. Stay tuned as we continue to follow every development, every adjustment, and every turning point in this unfolding story. Because one thing is certain, this season is far from over, and the next chapter could be the most important one yet. Baseball Fire.